Meeting ni ditunjuk ke live YouTube eh?
Make the YouTube to be private actually.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Before we begin, let us all recite the Surah Al-Fatihah. I would like to wish a warm welcome to everyone here, our program leaders, and especially our expert speaker, Professor OMAR, and all the IIM researchers to this TRGS Breakthrough Discoveries, Innovative Creations workshop on, on writing winning proposals for the TRGS 2022. First, let me introduce our speaker today, Professor Dr. Omar bin YAAKOB. He is from the Marine Technology Center, UTM, Johor. Professor Dr. Omar bin YAAKOB is a lecturer and researcher at the Universiti of Teknologi, Malaysia. He currently leads 4 research projects under various funding mechanisms. He has had the experience of leading FRGS, ERGS, PRGS, TRGS, CATA Fund, Contract Research, Look East Policy Fund, and UTM GUP Fund. He also secured a new grant under the Mestec International Collaboration Fund, ICF. In 2020, he obtained a Ringgit Malaysia 1 million grant from the Royal Academy of Engineering, United Kingdom for a 4-year project, in which he is coordinating a consortium of 8 partners in ASEAN. He is a member of the MOHE Research Fund Evaluation Panel and is happy to share his proposal writing and evaluation experience with other researchers within and outside the UTM. Professor Omar is a chartered engineer, UK, fellow of the Royal Institution of Naval Architects, RINA, fellow of the Academy of Professors of Malaysia, and an associate of Academy of Sciences, Malaysia, ASM. Professor Omar is here today as an expert in the TRGS and to share his experiences with all the program leaders here. Welcome, Professor Omar.
Thank you. Right. So what do we do? The thing is, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Apa ni? Alhamdulillah, we are able to meet today. Ini semua boleh cakap Melayu ke? Ke kena English ke? Orang UIA ni kan English semua.
So far, at the moment, saya tengok ni semua Malaysian.
Okay, kita campur-campur lah
Saya nak explain sikit. Actually, all of them have already submitted the TRGS inside the system. So what is going to happen is we want to get a prof to give your experience and how to improve, because during the time of after the evaluator send back to them, then they can improve all their proposals. Yes. This is the situation at the moment. My boss, Professor Hazlin, asked me to do it like this way.
Okay, first I'm a bit confused lah sebab initially saya fikir it is for the evaluators mula-mula. Lepas tu pemilik kata untuk kita cakap je on sharing winning TRGS, which is normally the umum for everybody lah, siapa-siapa yang belum apply, yang sedang apply dan sebagainya. For everybody should get the winning tips how to apply untuk next time pun, tak semesti this time. Tapi bila pergi sekarang kepada only those who have sent the application, then dia dah jadi lain lah. It should be macam it become workshop, so saya tak ada nak sharing apa-apa, mungkin tengok apa yang sedia ada dan boleh recommend. Ataupun saya pun tak tahu sekarang role of evaluators kat mana. Adakah saya jadi macam internal unofficial evaluators atau evaluator, ataupun nanti ada satu set of evaluators pula yang akan bagi komen. So dia kalau nak buat workshop dan sebagainya sebelum submission to the institutional evaluators, mungkin macam tu.
Itu sebenarnya.
So saya macam tak berapa nak confuse how we should approach this lah, subject to discussion macam mana. Because saya yang saya dipahamkan dulu ialah sharing dekat UPNM perintis yang saya buat tu. So saya memang buat sharing in terms of generally about TRGS, guidelines dia macam mana dan sebagainya, and how to get winning punya tips lah, dan bahagian-bahagian how to fit in bahagian-bahagian tu. Tapi kalau now kita jadi macam bengkel, then it's a different approach. So you need to present to me apa yang akan ditunjukkan, what you need to present, each group kena present lah apa yang nak dipresentkan, mungkin based on that kita komen. So itu saya kena we need to understand how we want to conduct this. So it was not very clear to me daripada awal. Tak tahu apa yang dia ada the attendees ni faham macam mana? What are they supposed to do? What are they expecting this session to be? Maybe you can share with us. Saya pukul 12 saya ada meeting, 12 suku saya ada meeting lain. So whatever it is, we have to finish before 12.
Yes, sure. Of course, bro. Yeah, we apologize about that because actually it was supposed to be like yang Prof cakap tu, and then my boss changed it to this.
This tu maksud dia macam mana?
This bengkel / klinik ni.
So kalau saya nak dengar daripada participants ni, what are your expectations when you're called to this bengkel or meeting or seminar or webinar, whatever it is? What do you expect to happen? What are your expectations?
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Yeah.
On my side, I'm looking at the title of the talk. So my expectation will be on getting winning tips in applying for the TRGS. Okay. So I don't see it very much as a bengkel. Additionally, I'm here as my role as a evaluator. So perhaps if you can highlight what are the major points that we should be looking for in winning TRGS. So that's my point of view, Prof. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Orang lain?
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Yeah.
In my case, this is
boleh
the first
kenalkan
time.
diri tak? Saya tak kenal.
Oh, okay. Minta maaf, Prof.
Dah tak ada kat gambar. Okay, baru nampak.
I'm Dizun from Kuliah of Engineering. This is the first time
Professor
for
Zun.
me to apply.
Professor?
Associate Professor je, Prof.
Okay. Tadi Sadina tadi? Tadi dah Professor Sadina.
Saya Prof. Saya daripada Institute of Islamic Banking and Finance.
Okay. Jadi kita tahu bidangnya. Islamic Banking.
Saya Prof.
Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Nurani dari mana?
Saya Zun daripada Bioteknologi Engineering.
Bioteknologi. Okay.
Tapi sekarang dah tukar nama Department Chemical Engineering and Sustainability.
Tak ada bio dah?
Dah, tak ada.
Okay.
So this is the first time for me to apply for TRGS. So I'm a bit I do not know actually the evaluator are looking for, is it the same criteria as FRGS? Or I think I mean if you can tell us what is the way we need to make sure that our proposal meet the criteria of the evaluator.
Okay.
How do we link each project that we propose in the program? Because when we prepare the proposal, I noticed that some of our researcher add some element which some are not covered in the certain project. So I'm worried that we lost the connection and might confuse the evaluator when they evaluate our project, which one that we need to focus. Because some word, if we compile everything in the main title, it might be macam jadi panjang. So we do not know the specific word that we need to cater in the main title. And another thing, ada juga kekeliruan bila nak letak domain research tu, niche area tu. Sebab mungkin ada interdisciplinary research area. So we do not know actually, and that particular lah nak mention specific niche area, dan juga nak memenuhi all the apa nama tu M by the KEGA tu, KEGA dengan ada lagi satu term
WKB, SDG,
betul.
MyST.
Sebab we couldn't find the specific auditor's discretion for each KEGA tu. Sebab kami dapat hanya dia punya keyword je dalam guideline tu kan.
Okay.
Macam green economy for example. Ada certain lagi saya tak berapa ingat lagi dia punya spesifik KEGA dengan juga SDG tu sebenarnya.
Okay.
Tu okay. Lagi satu.
Okay,
lagi satu, misal kata kita ada third party involved in our proposed project ni, adakah kami perlu spesifik letak dia punya contribution for our project? Sebab this is still in the proposal stage. So mungkin hanya ada LOI je. So tak ada very specific macam in term of materials ke manpower ke. So nak tahu details on that juga. Terima kasih Prof.
Okay. Saya akan cuba cover most of all the points dalam sharing nanti. Okay, insyaAllah. Thank you. Okay, ada yang lain? Nisu.
Assalamualaikum Prof.
Okay, Adeline.
Saya Azlin.
Profesor Adeline.
Prof. Prof.
Okay.
Okay, saya resubmit TRGS saya. In earlier TRGS, actually kami dapat dah approve at KPT level, tapi without money, money. That's the thing. So
mana ada approve tak ada duit?
We thought maybe we've been selected, tapi mungkin disebabkan the limit of amount of money tu, a few TRGS that get higher mark than us getting the money. So however we resubmit lah TRGS tu for this time round. So wonder is that our assumption betul ke Prof?
Memang saya tak tahu. Saya tak tahu. Dia biasa je kalau lulus je lah. Tak adalah lulus bersyarat ada duit dan sebagainya.
Itulah dalam status approve, accepted, tapi tak ada duit, tak adalah, semua kosong jadinya.
Tak kot.
Just wonder on that.
Dia ada dua kelulusan, satu dekat technical level, lagi satu yang dekat, saya tak ingat mana satu dulu. dia ada dua level dekat KPT tu pun.
Okay. Maybe our first level je lah masuk lepas kot. Okay, Prof.
Okay. Lain? Lagi dua orang, tiga orang tak cakap lagi.
Assalamualaikum Prof.
Ya.
Saya Suraya from kuliah farmasi.
Cuba buka video sikit kita tengok. Kita sembang dengan kawan-kawan, tak syok bercakap dengan skrin yang tak ada gambar. So ini kita dalam meeting, konon-konon dalam meeting room lah ni kan, dalam Bekel punya room kan. So kalau boleh buka lah kamera. Then kita baru nampak personalize sikit lah. Walaupun all the roses, all roses without thorns, I'm the only one. Tapi, okay.
My expectation, Prof, for this workshop is more on winning tips lah for TRGS. Same as Prof Salina mentioned just now.
Tapi you have already submitted kan?
Already submitted to the university level. So the expectation is another level from the general TRGS workshop. It's more specific.
Nanti yang evaluate siapa ya? Yang evaluate tak ada kat dalam ni. Jadi dia orang ada dia orang punya own expectation dan sebagainya. Saya ingat kalau boleh kita media pecah. Saya tak tahu macam mana.
We have evaluators. Nanti the evaluators will evaluate these programs and send back to them for the corrections. During my boss idea is, Professor Haz's idea is when all the proposals are sent back for the amendments, and then they can put in all the tips that Professor Omar gave them to make it better.
Itu yang tak kena.
Maybe
pelik sikit lah dia punya ni.
Omar, if I may just say a few words.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I've been appointed by the RMC, by University, for TRGS, as TRGS evaluator. If I'm not mistaken, the email was sent yesterday.
Oh.
Tak silap saya, bro. So just for your information. So evaluators are here.
Okay.
Thank you, bro.
Alright, thank you.
Kalau we didn't really want to combine the evaluators and researchers, because actually evaluators profiles are supposed to be a secret, sort of. Yeah.
Sorry, madam.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a secret, but it's okay, no problem. To share your proposals or something, so Professor Omar perhaps can give you suggestions to improve. Prof. Omar, is that okay to be done? Okay, welcome, Dr. Farah.
Prof?
It's frozen.
The frozen.
He said he forgot to switch on the charger. Tunggu sekejap,
Saya rasa kan madam, I think it's better kalau Prof boleh go through section by section untuk tips winning for the TRGS macam Prof Salina mention tadi.
Can you inform him sekejap lagi when he comes back in? The charger dia tu dah he's gone. He's coming back in.
I think rather than kalau dia kata case by case, it will take some time. Sekarang pun dah 10:30 nanti.
Sebab what we did was with the PRGS memang kita case by case, tapi tu memang dia tak ramai. Okay, Prof, the program, Prof, I have a suggestion. Dia nak minta Prof tunjuk tips. Your tips, Prof.
By section.
Tips by section.
Saya tadi bateri, rupanya saya tak switch on. Dia connect kabel tapi tak switch on. Saya pakai telefon sekarang, saya boleh dengar, tapi kalau nak sharing dan sebagainya, saya tengah switch on balik komputer lah. Okay. Macam mana?
Okay. We wait for you to switch on the computer because they would like to Prof have a present to them tips on how to section by section. Dia kata.
Okay, saya pun dah faham sekarang, maknanya whatever it is, you already submitted tak apa. So saya share je apa yang saya ada. So I'll take maybe 50 minutes or so, 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Lepas tu kita bincang apa yang any questions ataupun you want to show. Kalau boleh show your proposal kalau ada PowerPoint lagi cantik lah. Like what you want to present to the evaluators, that'll be better. So kalau boleh get ready. So then kita boleh comment based on that lah. Boleh? Macam tu.
Very good, Prof. Thanks.
Okay, saya kejap lagi the computer is coming up, unable to join meeting. Apa pula tak boleh join. Oh, dia tak boleh join dua-dua. Dia kena keluar daripada sini. Baru boleh join. Okay, saya keluar daripada phone dulu. To leave.
Atau Rahman, Prof, the speaker is going to come back in. He will make his presentation soon.
Okay. Dengar tak? Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, Prof.
Okay.
Boleh, Prof.
But my video, I have problem with my video. It's okay. Just fail to start camera, select another video. Okay. Tak apa. So I'll just share my slides here. Can you see the slides?
I think it's coming up.
Baru started later. From OMAR started screen sharing. Basically, you have to press on the document. Macam mana cara dia?
I think it's starting.
Yeah, starting. We wait.
Still belum ada. I don't know what's happening.
Belum, Prof. Belum ada.
Do you want to email it to us or put it?
You can share it.
They basically you go to the document and then press on the document and then press screen sharing, if I'm not mistaken.
Boleh nampak ke still ada problem?
Tak nampak apa-apa, Prof. Kosong. Madam Aida, saya ada edit tukar sikit saya punya profile dalam migrant tu. Tapi belum dapat verification daripada RMC.
Yeah, okay, I will verify the Prof Zone.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm back. You okay now?
Clear, Prof.
Okay. Saya buka saya punya PowerPoint ya. Tadi saya rasa ada problem saya buka dua device, dia confused. Lambat juga. You can see my screen, I suppose.
Yes, I can see your screen, but we can't see the
Yeah,
document.
PowerPoint coming up.
We're waiting.
Apa ya?
Prof, very good. Thanks, Prof.
Okay. So we are ready now. I just Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So I'll just share. Oh, sorry, the turning okay. Okay, this is how I make presentation normally. You can see and you can hear me. Yeah? Yes.
Yes, Prof. Very clear.
Okay. Okay. Right. There's learning outcome spelling mistake there. So this is what I normally share lah. Number one is identify the various potential sources of external research grants. Number two, explain scope, basic requirement elements of TRGS. Tiga, describe important aspect that should be considered preparing winning proposals and then develop potentially winnable TRGS proposals. Ini kalau one day, then kita akan ada nombor 4 tu, kita akan go every di workshop okay? So nombor 4 tu, tapi today we have only 2 hours, or well now tinggal 1 jam. 1 jam dari sikit, only 1 hour, so we may not be able to cover number 4 lah, alright? And I don't think I'll do deal too much with number 1. because that's not related to TRGS. Tapi I do very quickly, but I'll spend more time on number 2 and number 3. So ini outcome based learning, OBE, OBL. So that's how I start normally. At least you know what to expect from this whole presentation. There are top four main learning outcomes, and we expect you to be able to get at least the 1, 2, 3 today. Okay. Kalau ada test kat ujung assessment, then you'll be assessed with number 2 and number 3. Sekejap, saya test saya punya pen ni boleh ke tidak. Okay, works. Good. Okay, so kalau saya tengok sini, we go to our first one. I'll go very quickly this one. My main thing ialah I want to stress that kita dekat IPT, we in IPT, we normally stress so much on KPT grants, whereas there are other sources of external grants. So that's number 1. Okay, so external means not internal grant, not UIAM grant, that's internal, and then normally bila when talk about external grant, not UIA, that means we go to KPT, MOHE. So people talk about MOHE, whereas that's only one source. There's so many other things that I want to open or broaden your horizon lah. Okay, so the first thing of course is international research funding. So I just will go very quickly just to make you aware. Kita tak akan explain details where there is such thing from British Council. British Council dia ada Newton Grant, Newton OMAR Grant dan sebagainya. You can go to their website regularly. Sometimes our RMC knows about it, sometimes they don't know. So we should do the searching. Royal Academy of Engineering, the one that I think when Nelly sebut tadi from the beginning, that we just got 1.something million from Royal Academy of Engineering. This one is not from RMC. Kita sendiri cari atau kita dapat our own leads to get there, and we got the grant. And then this is dulu EU ada Horizon 2020. Now they have apa nama ini dekat UTM dia buat sini 2021, tapi sekarang pun ada lagi dekat EU. And then SATREP is Japan, JICA, and Japan Science Technology punya agency. They join, then they provide this. UTM got this grant together with UPM, UKM dan sebagainya. Quite good apa ni collaboration. A few million ringgit they got from SATREP, Japan. And then ASEAN sini apa? This one I'm not sure UIA mungkin tak terlibat. This one because there are only some universities involved. Okay, in Malaysia there is only here Malaysia, USM, UPM, UTM. Tapi it's okay, there are some other ways. Spencer Foundation is now open. I think that this one is the old one. I have this one is old one. Currently it's open. I think tutup in April. Spencer Foundation. They collect small grant, small education grant, but their small grant is 50,000 USD, which is more than the FRGS that we've been berebut tu. Okay, so we should open up our eyes lah. And then the Hitachi Foundation, and the Torre. This one is third world pula. Third world. TW is saya tak ingat. World Academy of Sciences. Saya tak ingat what is the full name for TWAS ni. Okay, so they have grant. Actually, it's open until 19 May 2022. So you go to that. Plus out the opportunity research grant. Ni pasal gender equality and so on. So I think most of the researchers today are from kalau gender equality ni they're talking mainly about getting more ladies to be involved.
Tapi Prof,
yep.
Yang ni untuk bila 40 je.
Yelah ada juga boleh 40 dalam ni kan. Okay, so
Prof,
yang ini pun
that one is for lagging.
lagging country something. Least developed
Ada
country.
dia ada yang kita boleh jual macam ni kan, least developed country, SDB.
But I think when I check the list, Malaysia is not there. It's more like for Afghanistan or something.
No,
Dia bergantung kepada some grant. So I'm not talking about semua. Sebabnya dia punya tip ya, tuas ni dia selalu ada. Ni SDB is Islamic Bank, Islamic Development Bank, scholarship ni. Dan dia ada juga yang grant, about 2 years ago, IDB ada bagi grant. And then here Sarawak, Sarawak RDC, Research Development Council in Sarawak. Dia masa ni dibuka, kami mohon dapat. Saya bersama dengan kawan-kawan di Unimas, we got a project from SRDC. The grant must be about Sarawak. Whatever research is about Sarawak, and not necessarily for Sarawakian. So boleh apply lah. And then so those are the grants yang mungkin ada lah. So tadi yang international, this one now we go to local. Saya rasa Perak pun ada apa ni? Perak State ada juga grant untuk research tu. Staff UTM pernah dapat, I think about 20,000 or something like that lah. A small research grant for negeri Perak. So maknanya so my point is we keep our option open, our horizon broaden up beyond KPT, beyond MOHE. Itu first point daripada first learning outcome daripada sinilah. So if I can broaden you up like that, you have achieved the learning outcome, the first one. Right. Selain daripada KPT, dekat dalam negara juga, the big grant ni ialah MOSTI. Because MOSTI, you have this one, TED 1, TED 2, and this one mainly good kalau untuk researcher dekat universiti. This one not suitable, this one not suitable. And this one of course, if it is dia top down. But if we can initiate the top down with some other agencies dan sebagainya, we can get. This one is up to 15 million. 15 million. This is 1 million. This is 3 million. So if we can try to, the good thing about MOSTI is that it's open all year round. There's no call. It's up to you to you can apply anytime. Tapi cuma dia punya penilaian evaluation is in stages lah. I think 4 times a year or something like that. Not like MOHE punya grant, they call and dia nilai. Sometimes take nearly 6 months to nilai just one call. Tapi MOSTI dia menilai throughout the apa ni, throughout the year dia menilai. Dia ada sitting of the evaluators dia. So they have money, but here the application daripada UTM pun, walau UTM Universiti Teknologi, tak banyak yang apply apa ni MOSTI punya grant. Semua nak berebut dekat FRGS. You know, you're competing with thousands of people dekat FRGS, whereas there are less competition dekat TED, dekat MOSTI and the other grants lah. So that's my whole point. That means we should have less reliance on the external grant from KPT and go more towards the other grant apa ni sponsors. Right. So now we go to MOHE. MOHE, of course, there are lots of grants there, and the most famous will be FRGS, MPRGS, and LRGS. Not so many applied, but now we are talking about this TRGS lah. Okay, so these are currently the main grant that's in KPT. So many people applied for FRGS, even if UTM, the evaluation is not complete yet. Hundreds yang apply kalau di UTM. Kalau dekat KPT lagi lah, once there's UTM submit maybe a few hundred, and all the other RUs a few hundred. So easily we have thousands of them. In fact, macam last year, 2 years tu, dalam engineering technology cluster sahaja is 2,000 to be nilai dekat KPT. So you just imagine the difficulty. Right. So we go to number 2. learning outcome number 2 is to look at this. So the first thing that you have to do, of course, you already have seen this one. If you make your proposal without looking at this, you better withdraw now. Okay, you better withdraw because it is very memang you cannot make a proposal on TRGS without really looking at the guidelines. Okay, these are the guidelines. So you're supposed to have seen this one. I'm not going to talk detail about this unless you have question about that later lah. Okay, make sure that you read and follow the latest 2022. So this is important because sometimes there are slight minor changes on the guidelines. So you cannot say that I already hafal, memorize the 2021 guidelines. So no worry. Okay, and you just do according to 2021 guidelines. But in 2022, they have changed a little bit. One of the things they have changed, for example, will be the output and also the calls. These are the two things that have been changed. So you have to, that's why you have to look at 2022 guidelines. Okay, this is important. If your call does not fit into any of these A, B, C, D, the documents, call documents, then you should also withdraw. No point applying if you cannot fit into the scope of this course. Okay, permohonan kertas kerja mereka perlulah mengikuti panggilan kertas kerja call proposal yang telah ditetapkan oleh JPT tahun 2022. Okay. Make sure you read and follow the latest 22 guideline, which is 22 call lah. Okay, the guideline here. This is called. Okay, ini just a detail. I don't want to go there. The shilling, okay. Question tadi. Program ini mesti melibat minimum 3 projek di bawah domain penyelidikan yang berbeza dari universiti yang sama. So this is unlike LRGS. Yeah. LRGS is 3 projek daripada universiti yang berbeza, different universities. But for this TRGS, it is the same university. But you can also get one domain from other universities. Okay. Maybe UIA is okay, maybe, but in some other universities like UTM, we do not have medic, for example. So whereas our research have to deal with some kind of unique medical group in our research, then we may get one group, one project from UIA or UITM or UKM and so on. Okay, this is also very important. Permohonan yang melibatkan teknologi, science technology, and science, social, and humanities amat digalakkan. So we have better chance is if we have some combination between engineering technology or science and social and humanities. So what are the domains? Tadi ditanya tentang zone, tanya apa domain. These are the domains. I think you should know where you are. Okay, where the 7 tak boleh lari, and these are the subdomains. So pure and applied science. Dulu, long time ago, it was only pure one domain, applied science one domain. Ada 8 total domains. But now they combine pure and applied science, technology engineering, clinical and health sciences, social sciences, arts, natural cultural heritage, ICT. So whenever we have that project, the project too and the project group must be from that domain. Okay, so mainly that project group must be from that domain. So we need to look later at your proposal whether dia fulfill ke tidak. Yeah, and you can have more than 3. Dia minimum 3 tadi. Tapi for this year maximum is 4. Okay. Right. So this is how it works. So we have what is called a program. Of course, you know already. Then you have project kat bawah dia. So you have program must lead one project, one person, one project as leader. But you can be member of the other projects. And maximum for 2022 is 4 projects only under one domain. By the way, you can stop me anytime kalau ada benda-benda yang not very clear from what I've presented so far. Any question?
Sorry, Prof, very quickly, since Prof dah allow question tu. So the program leader can be the project leader for one project only. Kalau katakan the program leader nak jadi project leader for 2 projects,
Tak boleh.
Tak boleh. Okay.
Tak boleh.
Okay.
Dia boleh
Hanya
jadi
satu
ahli.
sahaja lah.
Dia boleh jadi ahli di other projects lah. Tapi strange, pelik sikit. Because the other project is a different domain. So dia itu yang masukkan. Okay. So maknanya kalau ini domain, katakanlah ini ialah engineering technology, this should be katakan natural heritage ke something like that. Ini something like medical. So there will be 3 lah. So maybe you have another one engineering technology. Kalau enggak kat sini, you can have that. So you can repeat any of these. Or you can have another one completely different. There will be 4 domain. Boleh juga. Domain A, B, C, C. Domain A, domain B, domain C. Or domain A, B, domain C, and domain A again. That's no problem. But minimum there should be ada 3 domain yang berbeza inside here. And so bila when you say about domain, that means that if your program leader is engineering technology katakan, then they must lead one engineering technology here lah, katakan this one. So of course dia tak boleh lah jadi duduk dalam medical punya ni ke ataupun dalam social economic punya projek ke dan sebagainya kan. So they should be inside here, dia jadi lead here. Unless dia ada kat sini ada engineering technology lagi dan dia tak jadi member kat sini. Okay, any other question? Jelas? Okay.
Assalamualaikum Prof.
Yep.
Saya Aniza. Nak tanya kalau domain tu so happen that project 1 and project 2 for example have got the same domain. So is it going to give us less weightage to
No.
be granted for the grant?
Dia kalau project 1 domain A, project 2 domain A, there must be project 3 domain B and project 4 domain C. Dia kena ada A, B, C.
At
dia
one
boleh 2A, B, C ataupun A, B, B, C ataupun A, B, C, C. Tapi dia tak
kalau
boleh lah.
A, B?
A, B tak boleh.
Okay.
Dia mesti minimum 3 different domain. Okay? Right. Lagi ada soalan? So itu dia bila maksudkan kat sini minimum 3 projek di bawah domain penyelidikan berbeza. Mana 3 projek daripada 3 domain penyelidikan yang berbeza. Something mungkin kat sini not clear lah kat sini kan. 3 lah ni. 3 domain penyelidikan yang berbeza. Okay, ada lagi soalan? Clear Good. Now I want to talk about something about here yang kat timbul kat sini. Anchor project. There must be one anchor project sebenarnya. Yang anchor project ni lah yang nama program ni. So maknanya dia punya the whole thing about TRGS ni, it is a unified project tau. Dia bukannya a collection of project. It is not a collection of project. It is a unified project, which is actually led by the anchor project. So anchor project ni is the main one, and the project-project lain ni supportive of that project, menjadikan dia satu program. So dia tak boleh something yang unrelated to one another ke dan sebagainya. Dia Macam ada satu tu daripada UTM, saya buat penilaian 2 hari lepas. Dia macam ni, dia punya ni dia lebih kepada satu projek tak ada pun dia boleh jalan. Macam tu. Tak boleh. Dia mesti bergantungan di antara satu sama lain. Dia tak boleh. Dia macam dia punya tu dia ada banyak-banyak projek. Lepas tu dia kata, ya tak apa, yang ni tak ada pun tak apa. Tak boleh. Cannot do that. So you must show the unified comprehensive project di bawah program. Okay, ni example. So you have connectivity satu, dan you must have anchor project. So macam ni dia punya anchor project dia dekat sini. So all these are actually supporting. Okay. Supporting. Tapi sama-sama dia pun dia ada juga connectivity like that. So mungkin yang ini dengan inilah. Mungkin yang ini dengan ini pada juga sikit. So yang ni ada, lepas tu disebut support this. Dia punya net end result ni ialah durian crop tu akan jadi cash alternative cash crop yang bagus dan sebagainya. So you need people from technology engineering, from social science, from technology engineering, from pure applied science, from pure applied science. In this case masa ni dia tak ada limitation in terms of number of projects. Jadi in this case dia letaklah 5 projects, and the 5 consists of 2 technology engineering, 2 applied science, pure and applied science, and 1 social science. Okay, so A, B, B, C, C. So 3 domains, right? But 5 projects. So you can do that.
Prof?
Yes.
In the proposal, we have to state clearly which one of the project is the anchor project. Is it?
Yeah. Kena sebutkan. Ya, tak boleh. Di CLO punya ni, tinggal dulu sekejap ya. CLO punya. Ni saya dah edit tapi tak jadi edit tadi.
Boleh tanya soalan sementara tu, Prof?
Boleh.
Katalah kita ada 3 projek kan. Let's say projek 3 perlukan output daripada projek 1 dan perlukan output daripada projek 2. Projek 3 punya output dia perlukan oleh projek 1. Tapi projek 2 tidak memerlukan output daripada projek 3. Is that okay?
Okay. Dia tak adalah semua projek memerlukan output daripada semua projek.
Okay.
Mana saya nak buang ni? Mana datang tu? Oh, saya di belakang lagi. Lah. It's okay. Tak apalah. Just leave that. Okay, so this one is another project. Yang mana yang ini dia okay, baguslah projek dia. Cuma dia punya ini terlalu, orang panggil apa ya? Dia flow, dia macam dia flow macam tu. Without really having some kind of better connectivity lah. Connectivity dia tu. Dia become serial. So jadi complete project 1, lepas tu you go to project 2, lepas tu you go project 3. So dia kurang bagus lah macam ni. We need to see better punya interactivity and connectivity between the projects. So macam ni for example. Laju sangat. So this would be better lah in a sense. dia ada flood risk assessment reduction, which is this one. This is the anchor project. So nampak tak, tajuk dia be similar with the anchor project. So to do this one, you need input daripada projek-projek yang lain. So this flood risk assessment reduction, maybe this dia dekat mana? Mungkin ICT, saya pun tak pasti. So dekat sini mungkin orang daripada GIS. GIS is macam natural heritage dan sebagainya. Kemudian flood modeling, maybe from applied sciences. And this one maybe from management, socio-economics thing dan sebagainya. Okay, this one could be engineering. So all this will be interacting together to come to that. So ini sebab dia banyak projek, ada 5 projek. So mungkin ini kami punya projek one point dulu. This one masa ni dia baru, di first TRGS tahun 2014, 2015 mungkin. Masa dia baru buka. Jadi kita apply. So masa dia tak strict sangat dan dia tak berapa nak ini sangatlah. Okay. So we see here, sebab tajuk dia Sustainability Tourism Activities in Langkawi. So dia punya ketua dia, anchor project dia is this one. And dia daripada social science, Prof. Kamaria. So kami buat engineering, we study the environmental impacts dan sebagainya. And then this this one people from geoscience yang do this one. In fact, dia lupa ada input ke sini. Sorry, kami punya ada input ke sini. Saya lupa nak letak ni. Ni kami compare dengan dia orang punya, and dia punya barulah dia orang masuk ke sini. Sebab dia orang do on site kami buat banyak modeling dalam lab dan sebagainya. So dia punya tu ke situ. Jadi this is an example lah. And see example like this. Dia punya anchor project tak semestinya yang paling mahal. So the anchor project here 123,000. Saya kata 45 dan dia paling banyak dia banyak free work ni 207,000. This one okay, project is completed already dan quite successful lah. Total walaupun allocation kita boleh up to 1.5 million, but here we applied for I think for 500,000 and approved 475. So ini dia silah. Now we talk about proposal, call for proposal. This one is the one yang saya tengok daripada UTM punya baru ni pun they were not aware. Dia orang tahu tapi dia tak follow. Saya pun macam pelik sikit kenapa dia orang buat macam tu. Dia teruk-teruk dia orang dah buat kan. Finally we found that some of them dia tak follow benda ni. Whereas this is compulsory. You cannot run from here. Okay, so I'll show you the dia punya. I think you know kan. I think we have seen that one. Of course you're supposed to have seen it. Yes.
Kalau the main leader tu dia bukan leader kepada anchor project. Is it okay?
Itu yang kita tengok domain dia bicara. Tajuk ke atas tu, tajuk the main program punya tajuk, domain apa? So itu yang penting. From the tajuk, you are able to talk about which domain is it. So pula sini begini. Ya. Okay. Oh dia keluar benda-benda. So this one you must really be aware of. I hope so. And particularly bila scope. So let's say for example energy, climate change, environment. So you go to the main thing, dia cerita panjang, but you have to go to the scope and see research scope. Research that is required to address this call should be multidisciplinary, holistic, translational. So you must tengok ni. Requiring critical aspect of physical sciences and biological sciences to the socio-economic discipline. Dia kena ada semua ni. So you need physical sciences, biological sciences to the socio-economic discipline that address. Jadi you must tag your title, your topic, your whatever you want to do to any of these sahaja, walaupun nampak macam kat atas tu banyak pasal energi apa bendanya dan sebagainya, you must find out kat mana you nak masuk kat sini. Kalau tak ada, tak boleh masuk. Okay, so this is an example lah. So ini call A ya. So kalau kita tengok ni call A, dia panggil ni A kat atas ni. This one. So A kan. Jadi kita pergi ke okay, so if you go to the B, pandemic, oh, this one. Okay, so the B. So again, you go to the scope. Oh, ni. Maybe kalau kawan-kawan kat UAA ni mungkin banyak yang. So health, okay, economic growth, social. Banyaknya ialah cerita pasal you can relate to the inilah COVID-19. Okay, so sama for all the A, B, C, D, E. Ni C, National Relations Secretariat dan sebagainya. So you can have a look. Of course, I assume you have had a look at that before you prepare your proposal. Kalau you tak tengok benda ni prepare proposal, memang kena tampak je proposal tu. Okay. Right. Lepas tu, okay, satu dia kena masuk dalam call. Ini syarat nombor satu. Nombor dua, dia kena masuk dalam kluster penyelidikan. Okay. Of course, kalau tengok dekat TRGS punya migran tu pun memang you kena pilih kan. So you must choose one of these. So kesihatan ke, pendidikan ke apa ke. Kemudian ni yang dah ditimbulkan tadi, mesti. Okay, mesti 10-10. So kita tengok juga kat mana yang boleh masuk. Kemudian KEGA. So KEGA ialah WKB Wawasan Kemakmuran Bersama. So dalam wawasan kemakmuran bersama tu ada KEGA, Key Economic Growth Activity. So masuk juga yang ni. And finally SDG. SDG ada 17 yang United Nations, tambah dengan kita punya 18. Kita punya ada satu Sustainable Harmony and Happiness. So these are the yang semua kena ada syarat-syarat ni. Okay.
Prof,
yes.
Kalau macam SDG tu kan, kalau dalam satu projek tu dia can address like more than one SDG.
Okay, no problem. Bagus.
Tapi kita boleh tulis kat situ satu je, Prof. Dalam sistem tu we can only choose
pilih
one.
one. Betul-betul dia tulis satu. Tapi dalam your presentation dan sebagainya you can say lah more than that. Dekat dalam tu memang nampak satu je pilih betul. Semua dipilih satu je. Okay. Kenapa dia melompat cepat sangat ni? Saya jawab. Ini bos saya. Saya tengah webinar. Okay. Okay. Macam ada terdelete saya punya ni. Okay. So sampai sini ya. Sampai sini saya rasa saya ada slide yang saya terdelete, jadi saya kena buka the original one. Which was dekat Razak School UTM. Benda yang sama. Saya start kat sini. Ini dekat UTM last month. Saya go back there. Yang sama. Right. Okay, so we were here. right? Tapi juga macam mana boleh jam? Okay, betul. Oh, betul lah tadi. Right. Okay, kemudian kita tengok pasal output ya daripada projek ni. Setiap projek disyaratkan menghasilkan sekurang-kurangnya seorang PLBV. So this one, okay, you should put this one. And please dekat sini ialah jangan over promise. Macam kadang-kadang kita jumpa kan, dia kata sekurang-kurangnya satu pelajar PhD, 2 orang pelajar sarjana for setiap projek. So if you have 4 projects, that means you need 4 PhD. Okay, jangan letak sampai 6 PhD ke or 10 masters and so on. No, you don't overpromise. Just give them that bare minimum, and of course you put at the budget accordingly lah. So do not do. Same thing like so this one will be the hasil project pelajar. Okay, the thing the hasil project you can appoint non-Malaysian non-Malaysian you can appoint, except that if you are an international staff, you cannot appoint non-Malaysian student. It's clearly stated in the guideline. If you are a Malaysian student, you are a Malaysian researcher, PI, you can appoint non-Malaysian. Subject to certain syarat lah, ada syarat here. Okay, and then this is the difficult part. Setiap program mesti menghasilkan sekurang-kurangnya 8 artikel penerbitan dalam Journal to Index. This is really a big challenge. Okay, 2 of which, if you are in science technology, must be in Q1. And if you are in social science, then the 2 is in Q1 or Q2 Web of Science. And that is tough, quite tough lah for me. So since if you have 3 projects, they still require you 8. So it should be how you divide amongst yourself lah, depending on maybe you have bigger project, you have bigger budget, you have bigger output lah. Okay, so they still require. So if it is 4, then you can say okay, every project come up with 2 index journal. And here again, please do not over promise. Like some people they say 8, or some people pay 15. Our project is good, you're going to produce 15 index journal. You don't do that, because itu akan menjerat kita during our end of project submission later. Okay, end of project report, we need to report according to what we declared in the beginning. If you declare 15, at the end until they ask you where are the 15 index journal. Okay, so if you cannot give the 15, then they say you have not achieved. So when they say 8, just say yeah, we are coming with 8. Okay, and which of the 2 are going to be in Q1? And then one point also to remember, penghargaan kepada grant. This is acknowledgement. When it is acknowledgement, you must acknowledge the grant. For example, the top one here, show the top one here. This one, the research has been carried out under TRGS scheme project, this number. Okay, provided by Ministry of Education. You must have this. If you have a paper, a journal article in Q1, the title of that paper is exactly like the same as your grant. Okay, your grant title or something, and then you produce a paper, publish a paper in Q1 with exactly that grant title, but you forgot to put this, then that paper is not counted as your output. So if you have 10 papers from your grant, all without acknowledgement to the grant, then all the 10 papers be rejected during the end of project report assessment. So it means you will be blacklisted after that. So you have to be careful about this acknowledgement. And then intellect, harta intellect. This one also do not overpromise. They just say one for each project. So you don't have to tick everything. Oh, my project will come up with patent, will come up with trademark, will come up with copyright. Then you have 3 projects, you have 12 of the, whereas what they want is only 3. So do not overpromise. Unless you are very, very confident that you're going to get it. Otherwise, don't overpromise.
Prof, Prof,
Yes.
kalau kita ada 3 projek, 3 tu kata copyright saja, then the potential untuk dapat grant tu macam mana, Prof?
No problem. Iyalah, bukan no problem. Cuma the thing is they say that the priority should be patent. But you cannot get patent. Some project memang not possible to get patent pun. Kan? So we just declare whatever that we can. So, but my point is, do not over declare, do not over promise. Do not over promise, because if you do not get, then that will affect your future business lah. Especially the young ones lah. Kalau memang dah senior dah malas nak minta grant lagi dah, mungkin okey lah, lepas ni tak ada nak minta mohon grant kan, that's no problem. Tapi kalau you still want to play longer in the gelanggang, then you need to jaga your ini juga. There's no point pun if you overpromise. Okay. This one yang tadi ditanya juga. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, one of the project normally kan dia social science atau arts. Projek macam ni dia tak akan producekan harta intelek. Normally paling pun policy paper. So tak perlu kan untuk projek tu untuk promise harta intelek.
Tak masalah dia dalam guideline says sekurang-kurangnya 1 harta intelek. So
untuk setiap projek. Macam mana ya?
Saya pun nak kata macam mana itu dah ditetapkan macam tu. Copyright boleh kot. Tapi maknanya
copyright. Okay.
Minimum copyright lah. Okay. Lepas tu collaboration. This one, setiap orang mesti berkolaborasi dengan pihak agensi berkaitan relevan melaksanakan penyelidikan tersebut. Bukti dokumen adalah sekurang-kurangnya dokumen surat niat, letter intent dan lain dokumen yang berkaitan. So this one will be more of a letter of intent pun dah cukup. Tadi ditanya kan, kita tak boleh nak kata ada meaningful punya collaboration, belum ada, tak apalah. Tapi main thing dia ada niat untuk berkolaborasi ataupun dia just support lah basically. See? So dia kalau dalam FRGS dia highly recommended, PRGS compulsory for some domains, highly recommended for others, compulsory for TRGS and LGS. So letter of intent with company letterhead or MOA or MOU. Emails not accepted. Dulu email pun okay, sekarang tak ada. You need to have a letterhead lah. Yep.
Untuk LOI ni, kalau surat tu hanya tulis title of the main program tu okay kan? Bukan for those 3 different sub project tu. Kalau dia bagi surat daripada main program je, okay dah juga kan?
Yeah. This thing is for the program. For the program. Kalau boleh ada di bawah tu pun boleh juga, tapi program tu kena ada this. Okay. And then the level dia ada non-committal. Non-committal basically dia bukanlah collaboration sangat. Dia sokong benda ni dibuat. Dia kata baguslah kalau you nak buat ni, saya pun kalau ada duit saya nak buat. Tapi like that lah. Lagi satu tu betul collaboration lah. Mungkin dia akan jadi member ataupun dia akan bagi cash ataupun dia bagi kind. Kan? Ini contoh-contoh surat yang saya pernah dapat lah. So mungkin daripada kementerian dan sebagainya. So ada sokongan yang lebih more detail. Kalau macam yang projek yang tadi TRGS yang tadi tu sebelah kiri ni, mengalu-alu kecadangan. Okay, kenapa benda ni penting dan bersetuju menyokong pihak utama untuk menunaikan kajian bekerjasama projek sebagai ahli kumpulan penyelidikan. Dia terlibat dalam pembangunan fizikal dan sebagainya. So this side of collaboration sangat bagus lah kalau boleh dapat collaboration yang sebelah kiri tu. Yang sebelah kanan ni is very much dia kata baguslah you nak buat projek ni. Kami boleh bagi maklumat dan sebagainya. Itu je. Yang sebelah kiri ni company dia akan bagi dia support in terms of so logistic support during installation. Yang sebelah kanan ni kementerian memang tak bagi anything tapi dia bagi the relevancy of the project, so very important. Okay, kemudian patent search. Ini saya fikir yang ini memang susah sikit bagi non engineering, non technical kan. How do you do this? Okay, ada soalan tadi.
Ya, Prof. Kalau katalah macam our project ini kita nampak relevan untuk for example Ministry of Agriculture dan Ministry of Tourism kan? Perlu ke ataupun is it good if we can approach them to inform them on the intention of our project so that they can issue something like support letter yang macam Prof tunjuk tadi?
Yalah, memanglah sangat-sangat perlu. Dia memang kena ada surat tu wajib.
Kalau maknanya kalau kita tulis dalam proposal kita tu agensi kerajaan yang akan benefit from our research is these two ministries, then kita kena write into them and minta dia orang keluarkan something to support our project ya?
Tak, the thing is collaboration tu could be with a company yang tak relevan, tak berkaitan pun dengan kerajaan begitu. Depending lah macam mana kita nak collaborate kan. Tapi yang pentingnya ialah kalau kita ada letter of support dari kementerian macam tu, dia sangat inilah kalau macam saya punya surat yang belah kanan ni, sebelah kiri, sebelah kanan ni yang dengan yang tadi yang Naharif tadi, memang kalau evaluator baca, you tak boleh tolak lah macam nak tolak. Basically ini kementerian kata ini sangat bagus projek ni untuk negara.
Okay, Prof.
Negara,
So kami ni baru je submit dekat peringkat universiti, so we still have time lah kan untuk get the kementerian to issue whatever letter that needed lah. Okay. Thank you, Prof.
Yes. Okay, yang TRGS yang ini, bila sekarang dia letak pattern search ni, saya duk payang juga kalau benda ni social sciences dan sebagainya, apa nak di pattern search sangat. Tapi dia tulis wajib. Saya pun tak tahulah macam mana nak tengok. So kalau saya jadi evaluator, saya pejam mata jalan bab ni. Okay, tapi maknanya mungkin kena cubalah juga cari macam mana yang sesuai. Pakai lens. Kemudian pengurusan risiko. Pengurusan risiko ni more of looking at what happen kalau apa ni macam mana duit tak cukup ke ataupun berlaku COVID lagi ke dan sebagainya. So kita macam-macam itulah risiko-risiko yang kita tu, apa yang kita plan to do lah. Okay, so habis second CLO, course learning outcome, iaitu di bahagian mengatakan just going through the requirements of TRGS, apa yang dikendaki and what you need to do to follow that. Okay, ada soalan sebelum pergi pada ensuring success ni? More of this one to be something more general, bukan sahaja on TRGS tapi on any grant pun kita kena make sure ada beberapa tips yang saya boleh share lah. Sekarang slide 61, saya rasa total slide 70 something.
Okay, Prof. Untuk program leader tu, dia mesti project leader for anchor project ya?
Yes.
Then, misal kata dia ada ongoing FRGS yang incompleted, dia boleh tak jadi program leader?
Alamak, yang itu saya
FRGS lah, bukan TR.
Saya tak hafal sangat dia itu, tapi saya rasa boleh. Saya tak berani nak kata. Tengoklah, baca je dalam guideline very clear. Saya tak hafal, tapi tengoklah guideline kata apa. Okay. Ada lagi? Pasal guideline saja.
Okay.
Ada pasal-pasal memahami TNES punya dah. Okey, kalau tak ada, saya akan share beberapa point mengenai ensuring success ni. Perkara yang biasa evaluators akan tengok in a bit more detail for each project particularly. Okay, number satu is what we call as TKO. Kena ensure that the researchers follow, bila buat research proposal, follow grant guideline for field organization. I've been mentioning this daripada awal tadi and this is very important. Kita tak nak take it TKO ni. TKO ni is an informal term used. Kalau TKO yang biasa tu will be boxing kan. Dalam boxing tu TKO lah. Tapi maksud dalam kita punya konteks ni ialah informal term je, jaga je. Ini kita tolak lah TKO je. Macam tu lah kita kata. Technical knockout. Sebab technical, ditolak dengan sebab technical. An informal term used to describe the rejection of research grant application due to technical deficiencies or failure to follow the stipulated guidelines regardless of the merit of the proposal itself. Macam tadi for example kan. The guideline clearly says mesti 3 domain berbeza. Tapi you hantar only 2 domain. BBC ataupun AAB. Memang kena technical knockout lah. Tolak. Walaupun the whole proposal cantik buat, tak tidur malam dan sebagainya, tak, memang dah fail. Daripada awal-awal dah fail. So that's what we mean by technical knockout. Macam-macam lah benda yang boleh technical knockout. Who can apply? Okay, what? So that's why we have to, who can apply? What's the scope of the grant? Can junior staff lead the project? So for the program must be associate professor or professors. You cannot have less than that. Okay, so you must make sure. So if a proposal is being prepared by a doctor, then doctor not associate professor, then dia tak boleh jadi program leader. But if you submit like that, TKO, ya, kena reject.
Prof, boleh saya tanya, Prof?
Yep.
Minta maaf. Yang mana priority from your own sincere perspective lah, I would put it, merit ataupun technicalities?
Technicalities ni is a pass fail. We don't look at merit at all. Kalau you fail in the technical.
Okay, baik, Prof.
Yeah. If you fail to follow the rule, your evaluation will not, your proposal will not be evaluated even. If you fail to follow the rule. So for example, you need to attach quotation. You have not attached any quotation, reject the whole thing. You don't follow, you don't read the rule. You declare your output. We said 8, and you don't declare you 5. Why can't you read the guidelines? Something like that. So that's why you must follow the guidelines.
Prof, lepas ni Prof akan tunjuk on budget juga kan?
On budget juga. Ya, boleh kalau you want to have a look. Okay.
Okay.
We'll come to that. Okay. So what is the required output? Is there any limit to number of RA students? What are the priority areas? What attachment is required? All this you must follow. One by one, you follow one by one. But tick, 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 you know. Okay. This one, okay, I think I'm not too worried about this one, except for the last 5 years for the literature lah. Literature ni memang kita tengok sangat. Especially this one for when you write your literature review, your problem statement and so on, it must be very recent literature. It cannot be something, 10 years or more punya literature lah. It must be very recent. Objectives, okay, the way people write objectives is not smart. Ini smart ni. Smart, specific, measurable and so on. Close-ended. So you use words like investigate. This one objective very, very general. Maybe dekat program still okay. Tapi bila dekat project, must be something very specific. Want to determine something, identify something, derive something, show, establish, etc. So it must be something like this, not to investigate kan. Investigate. Have you investigated? Yeah, I've been investigating for 5 years or 10 years and so on. Tapi dia tak ada time limit investigate. Study pun sama. I've been studying it. I've been exploring it, observing it. But you must have smart work dalam projects. So maybe here in the program, maybe you can put like this lah. Tapi still not very. Saya say the program still you need to have something more specific, determine, identify dan sebagainya. Okay, here's some guidelines in terms of number of objectives. Maybe for each project, for each project. Maybe 3 to 5 is okay. So maknanya, and then that's a 2-year project. Okay. So you see, so we need to have more specific to determine the effect. Okay. It's about finding new knowledge. Objective means it's about finding new knowledge. So determine the effect, identify the most suitable method, assess feasibility, establish relationship, evaluate effectiveness. You see that there is a relation, that there are 2 parts to it. It's determine what is the knowledge, identify what is this, assess feasibility, establish relationship, evaluate effectiveness. Kalau macam tadi kalau kita pakai investigate dan sebagainya, macam ni investigate the effect. You can investigate sajalah. So whereas we want to determine what's the effect, or even study the most suitable method, tak juga. Study feasibility pun tak boleh. Study relationship pun tak boleh. Establish. So which we can ask at the end of the study, you dah dapat tak? Determine tak? Identify tak? Assess tak? And then some people still write like this. Yang ini kita tengok dalam proposal ni dekat KPT pun ada lagi orang tulis to carry out experiment, to conduct, to analyze, to construct. All these are activities that have nothing to do with knowledge as such. Everybody will be doing conducting CFD, everybody will be analyzing things and sebagainya. And these are not objectives. Okay, and then normally we write research question. It is very important. Relationship between research questions, objectives, methodology, clearly seen. Okay. Methodology need to be comprehensive. Of course, you need to see the blocks, steps dan sebagainya. Show clear flow chart and Gantt chart. So kecil ni tak nampak. Okay. Teamwork. Team ni, saya pun tak tahu macam today team, tengok macam patutnya team datang tengok sini nampak ketua projek aja dekat sini, ketua program je. Betul, ada ramai. Do you have enough team members here in this meeting today? Why are they not here? So this one is a general, tapi during evaluation mungkin kita tak nampak sangat. But if you go to KPT like this, then you'll be in trouble. Because bila pergi KPT, the whole team must come. You cannot send only 1 or 2. You cannot have even 1. Kalau pergi 1 memang kena tembak lah. Tapi kalau 1 or 2 pun dah kena tembak. Kalau you ada 3 project, all the 3 project must come. Lebih ramai lagi baru nampak dia punya apa panggil the teamwork, camaraderie, kan, barulah betul. So show that project leaders have good track record. Itu satu. Make sure teams has expertise on aspect of the project. Get senior staff with good record to be part of the team. Tapi make sure that the team works effectively, not just free riding. Proper teamwork is reflected in meticulous, well prepared proposal, and also presentation bersama-sama dan sebagainya. At least you spelling, grammatical, better work. Okay. So the main thing is the teamwork ni lah. I'm macam kat ETM saya banyak komen jugalah. Sometimes what people do ialah they want to make the proposal, they tag a few people, come, kita boleh join my project? Okay, join my project. Tapi dia seorang je buat. Dia seorang buat and then dia hantar pada kawan-kawan dia, komen ke tak komen ke, okay tak apa, you masuk dalam team, nanti saya invite you, through my grant, you become this project team. After that, masa presentation dia pergi present seorang-seorang, and then after that dia dapat seorang-seorang, dia makan seorang-seorang. So what's the team punya ni, nothing. Okay, so we don't want to do, we don't want that. So it must clearly be seen, especially masa FIGS, memang kita memang tengok betul lah, that the team is really functional. So during when your write up of the methodology, you must clearly say this part is going to be carried out by who? Siapa ni? Okay, because we want to see that the one who is going to do this part of the methodology is really they have the expertise to do that. Okay, misalnya dulu dalam penilaian dekat KPT kita tengok ada satu team dia nak buat something yang ada aeronautical dalam tu. Tapi dalam team dia orang tu tak ada orang aeronautical. Itu satu. Lagi satu team tu ada benda yang ada banyak control dan electronics. Tapi dalam dunia senarai of the people inside there is no one yang ada expertise on control and electronics. So that's that expertise. Okay, and then the cohort. We don't want just two young DS. Two young doctors. Yeah. So dalam each project you must have good cohort punya distribution. So ada senior, ada junior. So dalam tu, these two are the one that kita tengok, and then of course as I said masa presentation dan sebagainya kita nampak that the team really work. So ini dalam kriteria ada ni, dalam kriteria team work, team quality of apa boleh saya tengok team punya inilah dia ada dalam kriteria penilaian. So we have to see that the team can really work. And sometimes the proper teamwork is reflected in meticulous well-prepared proposal. Ini saya lah, kalau saya macam ni. Dalam team saya tak ada projek gratis. Kami buat projek, kami akan sit down berbengkel macam ni. Sit down bengkel, ni prepare proposal ni. Bengkel daripada awal sampai akhir. So everybody understand apa benda kita nak buat. So dia bukan one person buat kerja. And tak ada tapan-tapan nama. And bila dah habis pun kami present satu dekat KPT, satu dekat Mestek. From proposal stage until final end project, we are a team. So we always work together like this lah. Just to stress the importance of teamwork lah. Right. Okay, budget. Dah pukul berapa dah ni? Oh, dekat pukul 12 dah. Tak sempat lagi tengok Okay, so budget saya ada meeting 12 suku dengan klien. Okay, be reasonable, do not inflate. This is the thing. Sometimes people say tak apa, dia going to potong anyway, letaklah besar-besar. So you cannot do that. Please do not do that. If you provide reasonable punya figures, normally the evaluators will not potong. Kalau kita ada duit lah, kalau kita ada duit. Kita kadang-kadang dekat KPT dia kata okay, maksimum kita boleh bagi 150 je, buat apa-apa bagi 150. Kan, so itu cannot ni lah. Tapi kalau dia tak ada that thing, normally what you apply, kalau reasonable we give. It's according to merit, not really according to kita nak potong berapa persen and so on. Because some people ask, if you don't potong berapa persen No, we don't do that. Kita follow, tengok betul-betul. Kalau macam equipment, kalau memang you ada requirement very strong, memang ada apa nama, you show the justification properly that you need the equipment, and memang ada quotation, that we cannot potong. We have to put that. Sama juga travelling dan sebagainya is readable lah. So don't worry about that. Okay, habis. Apa yang nak tanya pasal bajet tadi?
Prof, regarding quotation from internet, okay, kalau kita contohlah katalah kita buat ada focus group interview yang kita perlu alat audio recorder kan. So kita just ambil gambar daripada internet dengan harga dia tu, is that sufficient? Can that be considered as quotation already?
Saya macam ni dia dulu-dulu macam tu tu. Saya lama sikit ni. Dulu-dulu macam tu. Baru ni dia orang kata tak boleh dah. Dia kena company yang bagi. Biarlah company tu yang tengok benda tu dekat ni, dan company tu bagi dengan letterhead dia. I think that will be better and safer. Dulu-dulu okey. Dulu-dulu memang kita kata okey, bukan Lazada kita pergi dekat dulu kalau ni RS lah, kalau dekat engineering ni biasa RS lah. So kita banyak kat situ all this various equipment dan sebagainya boleh kita beli dari situ. That is enough. Memang dah tu kan. Memang is said very clearly there. Tapi sekarang ni dia nak macam ada letterhead company yang dia berkepilkan benda tu dan letakkan dia punya harga dia.
Dan company ni mesti company yang dah registered dengan our university ke, Prof?
Tak semestinya.
Not necessarily.
Belum lagi. Here basically just company yang ada registration number syarikat lah.
Okay. So in reality bila dapat grant memang kita kena beli through company ke?
Tak. Sekarang ni dia punya ni lebih kepada dulu masa saya muda-muda, kita nak letak apa pun dia terima. Saya kata saya nak beli alat transducer ni harganya 5,000. Letak je lah kat situ. Satu dia orang okey bagi je kan. Tapi lepas tu dia tanyalah balik, betul ke 5,000 ni? Bukan 3,000 je pun dia dapat. So macam tu kan. How do you get the 5,000? Saya agak-agak. So sekarang dia mana dia nak something yang
solid.
5,000 tu adalah basisnya. So maknanya adalah company kata memang quotation dia macam ni. So dia punya budgetary quotationnya datang daripada a company yang ada letterhead lah.
Okay. Lagi satu Prof, let's say we are conducting survey within Malaysia kan, it's a public survey. Ada half online, let's say for example, ada another half lagi could be face to face. Tapi kita tak boleh nak jangka lagi lah di mana kita punya responden tu yang akan respon untuk participate. So we just macam letak anggaran sahaja untuk flight yang travelling tu, itu akan kena scrutinize ke tidak, Prof?
Dia dalam so far yang saya experience, yang betul-betul ni kat KPT ni ialah dekat FIGS. FIGS, if it is about field work, normally dia tak question banyak. Maknanya, as long as you cerita betul-betul dekat dalam metodologi, itu yang saya cakap kat bawah ni. Relate to methodology. Show the need to do field work. Ataupun you need to purchase certain equipment or professional services. Dalam metodologi, you explain lah. Okay, bahagian ni kami tak ada di universiti kami tak ada. Jadi kami kena pakai equipment tempat lain. Contohnya. And kita dapat quotation daripada UTHM, penggunaan alat ICM di sana ialah this much. Okay. So kita tunjuk. Jadi tak ada isu kan. Ataupun kita kata perlu fieldwork. Saya punya ni, kami punya scope of work ialah di Langkawi. So we have to go to Langkawi. Macam kami punya project into Langkawi. So kami fieldwork banyak kali pergi Langkawi. Most of our budget tu ialah travelling pergi Langkawi. Jadi dia tak ada isu. Sebab memang kita declare dekat dalam metodologi kita perlu pergi berapa kali ke Langkawi untuk buat apa dan sebagainya. So dekat dalam kita punya budget, we say travelling to Langkawi berapa kali, then okay, there's no problem about it. Memang tak ada isu. So cuma kalau macam your case ni tak sure tempat, susahlah sikit. You need to have a more reasonable punya ni lah kot. Okay, average ke. Sebab nanti kalau dapat kita Sabah Sarawak je noh lah. Okay, you thought of going to Melaka. Okay, you need to make a reasonable estimate. The main thing dalam budget ni, as long as you can justify reasonably, kan, then normally you should not have problem. Walaupun besar. And the justification tu normally is related to methodology. Kalau metodologi kita kata kita tak ada alat ni kena beli. Ataupun kita ada 2, alat ni kena pakai sekali mesti 3, 2 je ada. So kita kena beli. Jadi okey lah. And kita ada quotationnya. Quotation ni kata macam ni. Okay, no problem.
Okay, lagi satu Prof. Kalau kita ada specific equipment yang kita perlukan a specific technician to man the equipment, maka kita akan letakkan dalam tu honorarium for technical expert.
Dalam professional services V29,000 honorarium.
Okay, guideline dia Prof macam ni kalau technical person tu is actually our own lab technician, apa rate dia yang kita, kalau ikut pengalaman Prof, apa rate yang kita nak kena letak tu, macam mana kita letak?
I don't know, bagilah reasonable punya ni yang biasa kita bayar dekat universiti kot. Kalau macam kami pakai lab, Ni saya punya pengalaman lah. Saya punya lab sendiri, kami punya lab sendiri, kami lab to charge to the researcher. Kami, for example, kalau macam projek, part of my project tu kena pakai lab. Contohnya pakai lab for 2 months. Okay, untuk run my part, that part project yang perlukan lab lah. So 2 months tu lab akan charge saya mungkin 5,000. So dia charge saya 5,000. Projek saya bagilah 5,000 kat dia. Lab bayar technician tu, lab dia cerita. Saya tak tahu dia nak bayar macam mana.
Okay, so that means dia keluar quotation jugalah, kita minta macam lab tu keluarkan quotation juga.
Ya.
Okay.
So basically, macam my case, Marine Teknologi, Marine Trade Center Professional Services for model testing. Professional for model testing, 5,000. Okay, tak situ. So ada quotation daripada Marine Trade, kata untuk buat test macam ni 5,000. Okay lah. Jadi bantu masuklah dalam bajet buat 29,000. Sama juga kalau pergi Sirim kan. Kalau Sirim ada juga testing dia. So kena dapat quotation lah daripada Sirim berapa reasonable, berapa yang di-charge untuk buat benda-benda tu. Sample testing ke apa. Okay. Ada lagi soalan? Oh,
ada Prof. Banyak pula tanya.
Kita ada 5 minit lagi.
Okay Prof, pasal yang trend untuk pattern tu kan, yang kita guna lens.org tu kan. Dan kita masukkan keyword, macam kes kami, projek kami, kami masukkan keyword tu, bila keluar pattern list tu, pattern tu semua kami tengok macam sebenarnya tak ada kaitan pun dengan apa yang kami nak buat, walaupun keyword dia sama. So dan kalau yang kita ambil yang betul-betul exactly macam kita nak buat tu, kita tengok zero pula Prof. So apa implication dia bila pattern search tu zero, dan ataupun pattern search tu ada certain number but then the pattern listed are not actually related, and how do we put our remarks yang sesuai dalam form berkenaan?
Tak adalah, kalau macam tu memang benda tu tak relevan lah kot, tak payah buat lah. Wah.
So maknanya research tu macam tak applicable lah sebenarnya. Tak ada potential lah.
Ya. Unless you try to change the keyword dan sebagainya. Cuba je try a different keyword. Tukar your keyword. So the whole thing about pattern search tu ialah nak tengok relevantness ataupun dia panggil apa ya? Currency of the research that we're doing, not something yang orang dah tinggal, orang tak fikir dah benda macam ni dan tak ada apa-apa perkembangan pun. So itu main thing. Tapi macam saya sebut tadi lah, dia kadang-kadang pattern search tu pun dia nak kata very apa nak important pun tak lah. Benda tu ada dalam point. Dia tak macam technical tadi tau. Dia tak macam yang benda technical TKO. TKO ialah benda yang basically in or out. Pass fail. Okay. TKO. Maknanya tak ikut guideline. Tapi pattern search, project team, benda-benda yang tadi tu saya sebut tu, all those are basically point. Dia bagi point. 1 sampai 10. Okay, so maknanya kalau tengok tak ada potential, dia mungkin dia kurang sikit. Kalau ni dia banyak macam tu. So dia ada yang pass fail dan ada yang bagi point. So the main thing kita nak dapat point minimum 80 altogether. So baru dapat recommended. Kalau more than 80, saya tengok more than 90 baru dapat highly recommended. More than 90. So maknanya kalau duit tak apa ada, dia highly recommended je lain dia bagi. Tapi still kita target lah untuk dapat tu. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof.
Yang lain ni tak tanya ni, okay? Are you alright? Everybody can follow,
Okay.
So kalau tak ada, it's nearly 12 now. But still 2 minutes to 12. Anybody ada last questions? Maybe last final questions? Tak ada lah, memilih.
No question, I think dia very clear presentation tadi, Prof. So okay, I would like. It was a very clear. Your presentation tadi showed clearly on TRGS. I think they're better. They know better now. Prof.
Okay, kalau macam tu. So I hope all the better. So berapa yang apply sebenarnya? Ni semua ni berapa? Baru 2, 4, 6, 7.
6 program.
Berapa?
6 program.
6 program. Okay. Good.
6 program. UIM ni dia baru buka classes. Jadi that's why macam ni lah dia are in classes actually.
Oh, okay.
So
kami minggu depan buka kelas.
Jadi sebab tu lah diorang ni semua ni wakil-wakil ada there one of few macam Cik Suraya and Dr. Salina, dia memang program leaders lah, but the rest are actually project leaders. So anyway, I would like to thank you again, Prof. Omar, for giving us your time and your expertise to our TRGS submitters, TRGS researchers here. So we hope that all the participants found this workshop to be beneficial, and we wish you all the best. So we shall end this program with reciting the Tasbih al-Kafarah. So wabillahi taufiq wa al-hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Tak nak gambar, okey. Boleh.
Tapi tak ramai buka kamera.
Orang lain semua tak buka kamera. Okay, saya memang boleh shoot lah. Saya memang ada, tadi dah shoot gambar dah. Kita tunggu, kita bagi one second. Who else wants to buka? Dr. Fatila, Ustazah Rodatul. Okay, tak ada, okay. So, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, again. So your team members nanti please take a look at YouTube, ya. Kalau siapa yang missed